CapitalofCombat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to preview this Saturday's light heavyweight rematch between Sergey Kovalev and Jean Pascal. It's going to be happening on HBO. There's also a fight on the undercard with Kareem Mayfield. He actually stepped in as a late replacement. I cannot even pronounce the challenger's name.
Dmitry Michalenko?
There you go. I have not seen this guy, so tune in to see how he does against Mayfield, and then we'll see the big show. The rematch. Kovalev, Pascal. When we last left these two guys, Jean Pascal won against Jean Gonzalez in a pretty close fight. And who else does Kovalev fight after he fought Pascal?
I'm actually not sure.
I honestly don't even know if he did fight. I'm going to have to look that up and put it at the bottom.
Was the Mohammadi fight before or after Pascal?
It was Mohammadi.
Najib Mohammadi. Okay. All right. You can see that a lot of these opponents are inconsequential, unfortunately.
Yes, because we're talking about Kovalev and Pascal. Now, in the first fight, we had a lot of excitement, a lot of hard punches, a lot of action, and a controversial stoppage. The Canadian fans, obviously behind Pascal, thinking they might have stopped it too early. Some of the people on the internet said the same thing, but you know, whatevs. We personally thought that it was that early. We thought it was right on time. If you watch our preview video from the last fight, you'll see why we explained why we didn't think it was.
That's right.
So, for this fight, what we want to see is, has Pascal learned anything new to upset the apple cart?
Now, between that time, between Jean Gonzalez and the fight, this rematch with Kovalev, we've seen that he's changed trainers. He is no longer training under Roy Jones because we know Roy Jones still fights, and he has
commentating, promoting.
He does it all.
Yeah.
So he really just didn't have the time to train Kovalev, so he goes to Freddie Roach.
You mean Pascal?
Pascal goes to Freddie Roach.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Pascal goes to Freddie Roach. And we know that Kovalev is still under John David Jackson.
Yes.
So this is the wrinkle pre-fight. There's been a lot of trash talking.
Yes.
And a couple of changes as far as trainers. Freddie Roach, we know, is an offensively a gifted trainer to create better offense.
Yes.
And we know John David Jackson has just been John David Jackson. He's been guiding Kovalev and a slew of other fighters. Some he's just picked up, some he's always had. But the thing in Kovalev's camp, while he does work hard and they work well together, is that the camp for those two didn't start until maybe like 3 or 4 weeks left in training camp. And he's been training at home with the, I guess, coaches in Russia or his strength and conditioning coach. So that's going to be a little interesting because we know some of the best performances when you have a 8 to 10 week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-week training camp, some longer depending on who your coach is. And we know this will be the first fight with Pascal and Roach, so we're going to see what Roach brings out of Pascal offensively to counteract Kovalev. And we've seen him do a good job with Cotto. We've seen him do a good job with, well, Provodnikov isn't technically under Roach, but he's trained in that same gym, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And a few other fighters. And of course, we know what he's done with Pacquiao.
Yes. And with all that being said, personally, I think we see the exact same fight. Jean Pascal, while very gifted, has some flaws that has never really been ironed out. And they're on the defensive side. And like Rob said, Freddie Roach is an offensive-minded coach. He doesn't really do too much on the defensive side outside of kind of having them get out the way and then come back for more offense, as you see with Pacquiao and Cotto, and when Amir Khan was with him. So, on that note, the things that we saw that needed to be fixed on Pascal were defensive flaws, mainly his leaning to the left or his right in the direction of Kovalev's right hand, and his winging of his right hands. Now that may be changed with Roach, but I think Roy Jones was probably trying to fix that as well, and they didn't. So I think it's too late in the game for him to really change. And unfortunately, that's going to end badly for him at the fist of Sergey Kovalev. What you think?
Yeah, it's just, even if it's not too late in the game, it's kind of a tall order to ask him to improve on those deficiencies or to add something for a fight like Kovalev. You do that versus the Yuneski Gonzalez's or the Mohammedis or even the Funfaras. But versus Kovalev is just a completely different monster. And the thing about that is, in the first fight, he really doesn't throw enough punches to keep a guy like Kovalev off him. Don't get it twisted. When he landed, he landed.
Yeah. From like rounds 5 through 7, he was landing some very hard shots on Kovalev and really had him rethinking his strategy. Unfortunately for Pascal, Kovalev was also landing hard shots, and Kovalev took Pascal shots better than Kovalev did. Better than Pascal did Kovalev.
And if you watch Kovalev doesn't really throw wide looping shots.
No.
It's kind of a, and I hate to bring this up, it's kind of a style difference with a European Russian style because all his punches are extremely straight.
Yes.
Doesn't really throw too many wide hooks or wide rights, but once he throws an overhand and that power jab, they land, and it's easy to misjudge the distance because he gets full extension on each punch.
Yeah.
So, and those landed quite a bit for Kovalev on Pascal. And Pascal would at times, with his quickness and speed and his athletic gifts, would catch him from an odd angle with those wide looping shots.
Yeah. So, we have to watch the fight to see if Pascal can prove us wrong. I will be excited to find out. I wouldn't mind if he did prove me wrong, because then we'd have a brand new conversation in the light heavyweight division instead of when are Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev going to fight, because both of their promoters are blowing smoke up everyone's butts. That's neither here nor there. Right now, Jean Pascal has to upset the apple cart.
Now, looking ahead, we just hope that Kovalev is not looking too far beyond Pascal because of the possible fight with Adonis Stevenson and even further down the line against Andre Ward, if Andre Ward stays undefeated, because they just reached an agreement for March 26th versus Sullivan Barrera.
Which is a good fight.
Very good fight. And they're both slated to fight 3 times this year, which one starting this weekend, and Ward's fight starting in March.
Yep.
So it remains to be seen. Kovalev and John David Jackson needs to keep him focused on what's going on this Saturday, then looking ahead, then taking step by step, knowing that this will be a big year for Kovalev.
Yes. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like this video. If you have not done so already, subscribe down below. You can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, Capital of Combat. Hit us up on our email, capitalofcombat@gmail.com. Check out the technical toolbox, Combat Mailbag. Everything we got for you. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
This is round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.